Hello, W140 Mercedes Benz Nation. My name is Raphael. This is my 1998 W140 S320. And I thought I'd make this video because this is a really easy repair, upgrade, whatever you want to call it. That I wish I had known about. I've owned this car for many, many years, and I wish I had known about this earlier. What happened, what prompted this is this. A rock came along, I guess, and chipped a piece of my headlamp. And it's gotten cold now here. I'm in Canada. I'm in the warm part of Canada, but it's still got pretty cold. And so this thing cracked. Water going inside, headlamp very bad, and they use salt here on the road. So if salt got in there, it would destroy my headlamp, and then you'd have to replace the whole headlamp. Now, of course, these things are not easy, not that easy to get. The dealership didn't have them. They said they were back ordered, and the dealership, they were the cheapest at the dealership. I didn't want to buy a used one because I just didn't know how, I've never done this before. I didn't know how good the seal would be, and I didn't know, maybe it would be like, yellowed. But obviously they're not gonna be yellowed because these aren't made of plastic, because this is a W140. It's from the non-plastic era of Mercedes Benz. So it's real glass, so it can break, but it never yellows. But it does leak, I guess, a little bit, or just let stuff through. So for years, I have really been bugged because this headlamp, I don't know if you can see it, in here has, yes, you can, a dead mosquito. There's a freaking mosquito in there. I don't know how it got in there, but it did. And also, now that I've replaced this one, it's way cleaner, way brighter than this one. So, and I noticed when I took off the cover, there was all kinds of dirt, dust and dirt in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this thing out and maybe make a video showing you and helping you. I know there's a video online already, but the guy, very good video, very thorough. He removes the entire headlamp. You don't need to remove the whole thing. It's okay. So here we go. Start with, first, you take this handy dandy cover off. So that just clips off. There you go. Cover comes off. Then in here, if you can see, this corner light has to come off first. So I'm gonna reach in. There is a tab, you cannot miss it. You pull it, you just pull on it, like you pull it towards the car, and or towards the engine, and then pop out goes this guy, and there it is, off it is, and you're all good. So now you have access to these things, that's what you want, is you want access to these guys, these little clippy things. There's a little piece of trim here that goes along, plastic trim. Mine is, as you can see, falling apart. This car is old, it's very old. I try to explain this to my wife. I say, yes, we have to order parts for it every once in a while. It's old, but it's good. It runs very good. It doesn't look very good, but I invest all my money that goes into this car into maintenance. So I got 300,000 kilometers. I don't know how much that is in miles, but 300,000 kilometers, and it runs really good. The chain makes maybe a little bit of a rattle, but all the suspension, all that stuff's been done. I can't tell you enough how important that is. Do your shock absorbers and your bushings. Pay someone to do the big bushings, the bushings, the lower control arm bushings. Pay a frame shop to do that and do a wheel alignment. You will not recognize your car. It'll be like brand new. And this thing just clips out. So while I was talking, I took out that little trim piece. Mine's falling apart. It's really easy. You just push these tabs in, and it slides out of these things. So now you have access to all of these. So I'm gonna do one, and then you can do the rest. So all you need is a wide flathead screwdriver that will fit in the hole here. Let's see if sorry about the production value. Here we go. And that's it. That's all you need. Now, there's 6 of them. 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 1 on the side, 1 on the side. The bottom ones, unfortunately, that easy method doesn't work. You've just got to kind of treat them like as if they were on a Ford or something. You got to go and just kind of grind them from the front because you can't reach the underneath. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. You've got to remove this bit. So let's just do that now. I can do that one-handed. It's really easy. So the first thing that you do is if you've got the windshield wipers, most North American cars I think do, the useless. Let's be honest, they don't really do anything. I mean, I could do a whole video on windshield wipers on this car. This car does not have great windshield wipers. So if you've got headlight wipers, which are pretty useless, you've got to, this thing opens up like a little door. Let me just do it here. Let's see if I can push it. I did the other one, did it really easily. Okay, I'm going to pause it. I'm probably going to need 2 hands. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so there you go. You just need 2 hands to kind of this thing. It just pops open. It's kind of snapped in, and it just pops open like that. You can see mine is full of. There's guck in here and rust. This is this nut is 10 millimeters. So let me grab my wrench here. Oh, that's boring. Let me just pause first. Okie doke. All right, so here we go. 10 millimeters. Undoes really easily. I actually I serviced all my parking sensors a long time ago now, but no, actually not that long. 6, 7, 8 months ago. So I redid the parking sensors. I'm not going to do a video on that. If you've got parking sensors, I replaced all of them. I ordered them from China, from Alibaba, W140 parking sensors. They were $6 each. Just keep in mind that Mercedes Benz charges about $150 per. They're exactly the same, except they don't have the Mercedes Benz logos on them. And they're great. Having parking sensors is great. I mean, this is a really rare option. It costs so much money in the day. But I'm really glad that the person who had my car first did it, because they make parking so much easier. I wish I had done it earlier, although I didn't know that this cheap Alibaba thing existed. So then once you've undone that nut, you can now pull off the windshield wiper. So let me just do that. You need 2 hands to do that. Okay, so once the windshield wiper is off, my nut, I was saying my nut came off easy because I had to take all of this apart to take off the bumper and redo the parking sensors. Like I said, they're great. Though they are susceptible to a lot of like interference from things, so they go off kind of randomly, but you just turn it off, and then when you're parking, you turn it back on. So now once that's done, you need a Phillips screwdriver, and you can remove that little trim piece, or at least push it to the side. Here we go. So there's just 2 screws, one here, there, if you can see it, just under where the corner light would be. There we go. Undo that one. And go put that there. And then undo this one, this guy here. Okay. And very good. Out it comes. Always have a little tray so you don't lose things. And then it kind of just, it has a kind of a rubber molding, so that goes all the way under there and stuff. So you don't want to mess with that too much. Mine is cracked here actually, because this piece is plastic, and here I was saying Mercedes Benzes don't have plastic. Well, they do a little bit. So I don't know. I'm going to be just very careful with it, because all I need is just to expose so I can see those clips underneath, and I can get those clips off. Now, here's the tricky part. So these ones underneath, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take this kind of thin flathead, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along see that little thing? And I'm gonna just kind of work it, and it's gonna snap off and go flying somewhere inside the bumper. And that sucks. So I'm gonna use two hands here to do this. I'm gonna put my hand underneath. Here, maybe I'll put this guy here. Then you can see me if I fail, and I'll be cursing because that thing went flying. So I'm putting my hand here, pushing this guy down, and there, off it came, and I caught it. Now I learned that lesson because I didn't do that on the other side, and it went into the bumper. But luckily I have a little magnet, little magnet thing. Make sure you have one of those always, and I was able to get it. So there you go. So that's one off. This one's going to be harder, but I can see it. Go, pry that off. This one is trickier. That one, you know what? This one is a little bit harder. I mean, it's the exact same thing. It's just, it's being tricky. So I'm going to pause it. There we go. Okay, so all the metal clips all the way around have been removed, including those two bottom ones. Make sure you use two hands to catch the ones on the bottom so you don't have to fish for them in the bumper. And now, so those metal clips, here's one. These things, so these are all that's holding the glass. The pressure from these things is the springiness of it is holding the glass to the whole reflector assembly. So now once those are off, this thing is still, it's kind of glued in because it's got a rubber seal. So I'm going to pull it off carefully because I don't have a replacement for this one, and they're bloody expensive to order. This $200 piece of glass. It's funny because for Christmas I bought like a Google Home Hub, like a high-tech, touch screen interface with AI and everything, and it was half the price of a piece of glass for this car. But they steal my information. That's how they make their money. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Pulling it off. There we go. And there's the bug. There's the dead bug. So now all I'm gonna do is just clean this and clean all the inside. You can see it's all gucky in there. So my headlight wasn't as bright. It's got dust and stuff in there. So I'm going to clean all that. Be careful cleaning it. When I was cleaning the other one, the other side, I just used like window cleaner, just a regular window cleaner. Kind of not a regular one. I don't know, like a Stuxist one. Here, I'll show you. It's like a spray one because you don't want any, I guess you don't want any streaking or whatever. This is a really good one. There we go. See, glass cleaner. It's got like a lady cleaning on it. Look, when they made the Mercedes Benzes, it seems appropriate. It was kind of made by male engineers with cigars in their mouth kind of thing. It's the 21st century now. The car would never fly it. I don't know where this glass cleaner came from, but it works really well. So I'm going to clean out my glass and stuff, and then I'll put it back and show you how to put it in. You know how to clean stuff, so you'll be able to do it. So I just sprayed that stuff on my paper towel. And I'm wiping in here, and what I wanted to say while I'm doing this is just be careful because on that side, on the other side there, when I was cleaning, when I rubbed really hard, the clear, the mirror reflective material started to come off. Now it wasn't like a crucial part that it came off of, it's this bottom bit here. Actually, same thing is happening here. It's just so much, it's like the dirt. Look at how dirty this paper towel is. That's how dirty it was in there. Yes, I'm using paper towels. They're not lint-free, blah, 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 blah. It's an old car, and it's a really well-made car. It'll handle a little bit of lint in the headlight. You don't have to use sheepskin, paper towels or whatever, sheepskin towels to clean it. It'll be fine. It's coming off nice here. But it definitely is pitted in here. Some pitting. It doesn't look that great. And its headlight's never going to be 100%. And it's got like a weird, it's like some little bit here from, that's, looks like a European, like a Euro. There's a little extra Euro bulb I know European cars in Europe have inside their headlights that I see that this one, the hole for it isn't plugged. So the plugs come out at some point. So That's looking good. Looking clean. Okay, I'm just gonna pause because this is boring. Okay, so glass is cleaned. The inside is as clean as I can get it. When I wipe a paper towel on it now, it doesn't come off dirty. So I'm just gonna put this back on. A tricky thing that I would probably keep in mind is when you do this, if you're not changing it with a new piece of glass, then what I would do is make sure that you don't take off this rubber seal, because it's pressed in here really hard, and I don't think it will survive if you take it off and put it back on again. Or at least it won't seal that well again. It's one of the reasons I didn't want to buy a used piece of glass when I was buying the thing. And I've had mixed results from used stuff from Craigslist. You know, I do a lot of DIY on this car, and I buy new parts because if you're doing it yourself, you're already saving so much on, you know, like the labor and this and that. You might as well spend the money on good parts to have the car. Not necessarily buy OEM parts, you know, from Mercedes Benz. Sometimes the parts from the dealer are not the most expensive though, so that's not necessarily the worst. But okay, so I found I'm in trouble here. This the bottom trim piece is giving me some trouble here. So I'll have to kind of work it. So I'm going to pause it because this will be a boring bit. Hold on. Ooh, having trouble pausing it. Come on. Okay, no problem. It actually went in very easy. This thing, it's not a big deal. Now, the hard part, sort of the hard part. Let me show you. So these things, now you're gonna put all these back, right? So they're exactly the same either side. There's nothing tricky. This is what I found, how you put them back. So if you look here, if you can see, so I'm not blocking it, this is where they go. Oh, I am kind of blocking it. This, in these bits here, see how it's kind of round? It's rounded here. And then there's another one that goes there. It looks like there's a space for one to go there, but there wasn't one. And in the video that other guy made, he didn't have them here either, and he was wondering why there wasn't one there. But maybe, you know, Mercedes Benz was like, hey, we can save whatever this is on two of them, and we don't need them. I know that's not online. That's not like Mercedes Benz, but anyways, this is how we put them in. So first, hook it on the glass. See, there's a lip. The glass has a lip. So first you hook it on the glass lip, and then you press as hard as you can, and it will roll and snap over the other side. You'll figure it out. So I'm going to do that for all 6 of these. The ones underneath are obviously the more trickier ones. Sort of feel around, so you make sure that you get them exactly on that bit that they're supposed to go. You'll know what I mean when you look at it yourself. And I can tell already that my headlight is way cleaner, and it matches now this one, even though the inside of it was a little bit worn in there. So I guess my recommendation would be is if you haven't done this, do this, because I can tell it's already a big difference. Yeah, now mine matches, and you know, so the glass might not yellow like it does in newer Mercedes Benzes and lesser cars, but it definitely gets dirty in there. But at least that's something you can service. And it looks, you know, I'm going to snap all these things back in. It looks like it just goes in perfectly well. The seal is really robust. That rubber seal is robust. But I'm just saying, don't peel it off the glass, because I think it will fail at that point. Anyways, I'm going to put it all back together. We'll turn it on. We'll have a look and get a good look at the Mercedes. Okay, bye. Okay, so all done here. Just putting on this that broken weird piece of trim that goes over top. Nothing weird about putting things back together. It's all just exactly the reverse of how you put it in. So here, I'll show you here how you took it out. Sorry, how you took everything out. It's just the reverse. And then this, you can see all these just snap in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and you want to kind of synchronize it all together. So I'm going to do that I'm gonna do that now. Here we go. I'm synchronizing. Okay, they're snapping in, the ones on the side. There we go, and snap, and done. Light bulb cover replacer thingy. Snap, boom, nice headlights. Let's see how much brighter and more awesome they are. Flick them on, and there you go. I don't know, I mean, I can't tell, but, oh yeah, no, actually, you know what? I can totally tell when I look at the lights. They're way brighter. It used to be kind of murky in there, so I'm really happy. That's fantastic. Really cool. There you go. Keep Mercedes Benzing. If you guys like this video, comment on it. I've never made a video like this before. I've never posted one, so comment. If you like it, hit like, or I don't know. And then maybe I'll make more, because I do DIY stuff for this car and I love it. So there you go.